Hello everyone and welcome back. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys 20 DIY Dollar Tree decor crafts. I actually fractured my ankle today, so bear with me as I continue to put out our regular scheduled content and also get back on my feet. I love this prayer card from Dollar Tree. It says, "Above all these, put on love, which binds everything together in perfect harmony." Now enjoy this crafting video. For the first Dollar Tree DIY, I want to share with you all how to make a super adorable sock gnome using one of these Dollar Tree fuzzy socks and a Dollar Tree cold hot cup. So you're just going to pull the fuzzy sock over the cold hot cup and you're going to pull it rather tight, and then once you pull it up to the top, you're going to hot glue it to the top. So this was just one of the extra cold hot cups floating around in my stash. I lost the lid to it, and I also lost this other sock to this sock. So rather than toss them out, I thought, you know what, we are going to make a sock gnome out of these. So I finished gluing that to the top, and now I'm going to take one of these mops. These are actually the little microfiber dust mops, and I'm just going to use this for the beard. And I got this at Dollar Tree as well, and I kind of angled it that way it would kind of corner and angle down to where it looked more like it was a beard. And I covered most of the mug with that part, and then I'm just going to trim this off at the top. And I will leave you guys a little side note here: when you trim off those microfiber dust cloths, they make a huge mess. Now I'm going to take this Dollar Tree Love tea towel, and I'm going to cut a triangle. You don't necessarily have to use this little tea towel. You can really use any fabric, but we're going to be creating the little hat for our Dollar Tree sock gnome. And I'm just kind of checking it and seeing how it's going to fit around, and then I'm going to use a little wooden bead for my sock gnome nose. Now I'm going to hot glue the hat around the top and then stuff it with the remainder of the little microfiber cloth here, as you guys can see. So I'm just going to now begin to tuck the edges in and hot glue it as I go. This part was a little bit tricky because of the fluffiness of the microfiber cloth. I did have to remove a little bit of the cloth as I went along, but just continue to tuck and glue as you go, and you can run a little ribbon down it if you don't like that extra seam. Once I got to the top of it, I felt very happy. I tucked it to the top, and then I added my cute little wooden bead. So you guys could also just fill the sock with some filling. You wouldn't necessarily have to put it around a cup, but I wanted this gnome to be kind of a shelf sitter where he just sits upright and he's a little bit taller. The next thing I wanted to do was add a little base to my gnome with some cute little Valentine goodness here. And so I used the other part of the tea towel and wrapped it around the bottom part. I really wanted to go all out and make it really Valentine's-y. So again, I'm just hot gluing the rest of the tea towel down around the base of my little sock gnome. Now you all could totally stop here, but I decided to go a little bit extra and give my little gnome some feet. And so I'm just using these Dollar Tree hearts to give him feet, and I added some little pom-pom balls to the ends of the hearts so you couldn't tell where I had pulled the hearts off. The next thing I did was take and roll the tea towel a couple of times and then hot glue it. I decided my gnome needed some arms, and so I'm just going to use this to kind of make the arms. I didn't stuff it with anything because I just rolled it and kind of made the tea towel kind of fluffy by rolling it. And then I wanted to cut that in half, and you could also do this and make legs if you wanted to. And then I decided also to put some little pom-poms on the end of my little arms. Really, sock gnomes are so fun. You guys can just really get so creative with this one. So get creative, have fun, and go for it. And then to finish my little sock gnome off, I added some super adorable little bows. Dollar Tree is actually carrying pink and white gingham ribbon. Now it was not in the regular Valentine's section, it was actually just in the crafters area. I'm wondering if maybe it was supposed to be for baby. Sometimes the ribbon gets mixed up in our Dollar Tree, but I think it came out so fun and fabulous and a great repurpose idea on a budget. For the next Dollar Tree DIY, I want to share with you all how to create a beautiful Dollar Tree bow. I'm just going to measure this Dollar Tree ribbon. It is wired from my hand to my elbow and then just loop it over on itself 4 times. So if you've been with me for a while, this is what I call the Olivia bow, except for usually I loop it over 6 times. This time we're just going to do 4 times. We're going to make a beautiful Valentine floral lantern for this cute little floral lantern over here. This little lantern is what I'm trying to say. And I'm just going to take my pipe cleaner and tie that part of the bow off and set that aside. Now I'm going to take and I'm going to add another little double loop bow over here. Same thing, you just take the ribbon, loop it over on itself. Now do it just a little bit smaller than that original ribbon. We're going to take and layer this all on top of each other and then tie it to the top of our super adorable lantern. Now I actually had this ribbon left over from Christmas with the red ribbon, and then the 2 little Valentine's Day ribbon was left over from last season of my Valentine's Day crafting. Now again, I'm going to go 2 loops over here, and then I'm just going to tie that in to the top part of this bow. So this is an easy peasy bow. It's layered. You guys can totally do this, I promise. I do suggest to always try to use wired ribbon when you can. That will help your bow stand up just a little bit better. Now see, I have it all tied in together, and then I'm going to just wire it on to my little lantern here. And I am going to use a ribbon that is a Valentine's Day ribbon to cover up my little pipe cleaners. And that's just a little tip I have for you. Now begin to fluff your loops from the bottom and work your way out. Another little tip I have for you is to dovetail the ends of your ribbon to give them a nice boutique finish. And by dovetailing, I mean cut a little triangle. That way it has a really pretty nice little finished edge. Now that I have my bow all fluffed, I decided to add in some greenery, and this is just some greenery I had left over in my craft stash. I'm just adding a tiny bit of hot glue and hot gluing it to the back of my bow. I added some to the side, and then I want it to cascade it down to the other side. And you guys can really get creative and add whatever color of florals you're going to be decorating with for Valentine's Day. Have fun, go for it, take a deep breath. Bows are really not as hard as you think. I encourage you guys to get creative and go for it. I've been seeing so many great bows over on my Olivia's Romantic Home Facebook group page, so kudos to you guys. Also add in some pretty roses. These are just some of those Dollar Tree roses. They're looking absolutely gorgeous. I only added about 3 or 4, and it really filled it out nicely. And you want to cut them kind of different heights on either side. So pop a couple into the top and then a couple into the side. And here is how that should look. Next Dollar Tree DIY, I want to repurpose one of my Dollar Tree Christmas gnome ornaments and make it a little coffee bar shelf sitter, and just use this Dollar Tree Valentine's Day tea towel. I'm just cutting it part of the fabric apart. I want it to match my other little Dollar Tree Valentine's Day gnome that I created, so I'm just going to hot glue this top part, and really you guys could use any fabric that you wanted. And I'm going to wrap the fabric around the top part of my little gnome and then just begin to glue it in and around the top, creating a new little hat and just giving it some new life. So this is just a little tip I have for you. You guys can look into your craft stash, and you don't necessarily have to go out and buy all new decor for Valentine's Day. You can repurpose and reuse a lot of your Christmas decor. Now give your gnome a nice little finished edge by tucking those ends under and adding some more dabs of hot glue. You can get creative and add a little pom-pom to the top of this, a little bow. Just have fun and go for it. And here's how it looks once I have the pom-pom on, and then I decided to add a cute little bow. So Dollar Tree has this adorable pink and white gingham ribbon. They actually have it in my regular crafting section. I'm not sure where it was supposed to be. Maybe it was supposed to be in the baby shower section, but I just tied a cute little shoelace bow, which means just like a bow like you'd be tying your shoelace with. And then I decided to add a little bit of gingham ribbon around the cuffs of his little arms, just to make it super cute and adorable. And I thought this was a great little idea, especially too if you guys are doing a Valentine's Day Christmas tree. I know a lot of people are feeling like they want to leave their Christmas trees up for Valentine's Day. I think that's an excellent idea. I'm actually going to be doing that in my Christmas crafting studio and even possibly in my living room. I've never done that before, but I think it's a fun idea just to give an extra cozy glow. I just love the feeling of the Christmas tree lights on, and it just makes it feel so happy. So here's how it turned out. So cute and perfect for a little coffee 3-tiered stand. Now for the next Dollar Tree DIY, I'm going to take one of these cute little garden planters and 2 pieces of styrofoam, and I'm just going to hot glue the styrofoam to the base of the garden planters. And you can get the garden planter at Dollar Tree as well as the styrofoam, and 2 pieces of the square styrofoam fit perfectly into the little planter, which I absolutely love. Then I'm going to take some of the roses that I found at Dollar Tree, and I'm actually going to use the roses that come on a 3-pack stem. So if you're looking for the roses, these are the ones that come on the 3-pack stem, because I want to make like a little rose garden in this garden planter. I thought that'd be so cute, and it just give it kind of a little happy spot wherever I choose to put this. I'm thinking about putting this in my kitchen, maybe next to my little coffee maker, or I might put this on my dining room table. So anyway, I'm just going to begin to add roses in different heights to my little garden planter. So clip off your roses and then just add them kind of in a variety of heights. You don't want them to all be the same. You want them to be a little bit shorter, probably as you come around the front, and then have them be a little bit taller in the center and up in the middle. And you also want to put a couple in the back too. Don't forget about the back, unless you're just going to have it facing a wall. But if it's going to be maybe on a dining room table, again, you probably want it to look symmetrical all the way around. So continue to add those cute little roses. And then once I had that done, I'm just going to use some Dollar Tree garden moss, and I'm going to add a little bit of hot glue on top of the styrofoam, and then just add some of that pretty garden moss on top of that to fill in where I didn't have any greenery. And that's just a fun little tip. It's $1 for a bag of garden moss. It's much cheaper than using greenery, and it just makes it look, you know, nice and fresh. And if you go to a store, these type of arrangements really are really expensive, and so really you don't have much in this, especially if you buy the 3-pack of the Dollar Tree roses. The next thing I want to do is use some of my leftover ribbon and make a cute little bow. So I'm just taking and making a couple of little loops with my ribbon and then tying it off in the center with my pipe cleaner. This is such a super easy way to make a bow. You just take and you loop the ribbon over on itself, and I did this 4 times to create 4 little loops here. And then I decided to add in a little bit different kinds of ribbon. And so I just made one little loop here with the white ribbon and then one little loop with this red ribbon. And again, this is just Christmas ribbon with the red ribbon and then some Valentine's Day ribbon actually that I had in my crafting stash from last season. So I just went ahead and added that into the center of this. And then I'm going to pop that into the center of my cute little arrangement. And the way I'm going to get into the center is by attaching it to this little Dollar Tree Valentine heart pick. I told you guys about this in my Valentine's Day haul, and these are amazing. They work so great for adding into florals and all of that good stuff. Now I'm going to tie the whole thing together with this cute little red and white gingham ribbon. Again, ribbon that I had left over from Christmas. So don't pack up all of your red Christmas ribbon. It can definitely be repurposed and reused for Valentine's Day. And how cute is this? Now I'm just going to give my little ribbon a bit of some fluffing and curly cues, and voila, I have an ultra fabulous arrangement on a budget. And you guys would never know that this was all Dollar Tree. So fun and fabulous. Now for the next Dollar Tree DIY, I want to share with you guys how to take one of these cute little Dollar Tree jars and you can create a cute little fun candy jar. So I'm just going to take one of these Dollar Tree treat sacks and I'm going to fold it accordion style, and I want to create just some little stuffing in the bottom. So you want to cut the end off first, because to create your stuffing you want to be able to cut through it. So then fold it into an accordion style, and then you can take your scissors and just trim that off, and it creates the cutest little fun raffia kind of treat stuff for the bottom. And really you guys could use construction paper or pretty much anything you have on hand, but this was the cutest little paper that I had, so I thought it would be perfect for the bottom of my little candy jar. So I'm going to pop some of this into my candy jar and get it nice and full. And then Dollar Tree carries these really adorable little chocolate hearts, and they're actually pretty delicious. I splurged on some while I was making this. I'm trying so hard to get myself back off of sugar during the holidays, but I'm not sure that I'm doing a very good job off of it. So anyway, I'm popping in a bunch of delicious little candy hearts, and this would be such a fun little treat for a loved one. And you could create several of these and then have them all ready to give out to teachers or grandkids or kiddos for an extra special little Valentine's Day fun goodness. And then I'm going to take one of the little Dollar Tree picks and just add a pretty little sparkling heart to the top of this. And then I decided it needed a cute little bow just to finish it off. Of course, this is totally optional, but you guys know me, I love my bows. So tie a cute little shoelace bow to the top, and then you've kind of customized it. And you could also do really any bow. So maybe do pink for girls and blue for boys, or just whatever suits your fancy. You could add a cute little tag, and voila, you have an ultra fabulous little gift on a budget. The next Dollar Tree DIY, I'm going to share with you guys how to make a super adorable Valentine's Day snowflake using 9 of the Dollar Tree treat sacks. You're just going to take and you're going to glue them in a T, and you want to take the treat sacks and have them flap up. So where the little bottom part of the treat sack would be, have that be flap up, and then make a little T with your glue gun. You can also use Elmer's glue if you're doing this with kiddos, or you just have Elmer's glue on hand. Now I like the instant result. So I went ahead and used hot glue. So just take it, draw a T, and then add your little treat sack. And I do like to just kind of press down the glue as I work along with my treat sacks. And the treat sacks are actually in the party section of Dollar Tree. You guys can get totally creative. They have so many different colors and kinds of different treat sacks to choose from. But I thought this little pink and white polka dot would be super adorable and fun for like a Valentine's Day inspired snowflake. These would also be great for a birthday party. Now take and fold a little point, and that's going to make your super cute little snowflake. And I was even thinking it might be fun to try to make a heart. So if you could like cut even like a little round right here after I got done cutting the point, I was like, oh, I should have cut around and that would have made like a little heart. Anyway, and then I went ahead and also cut two little triangle sides in the side here. So usually I just show you guys cutting a point in the top, but I thought it'd be fun to get even a little bit more fancy and cut two little triangles in the side. You guys can really get creative and cut whatever shapes that you love. And then once you guys have that done, you can just go ahead, and I like to take my hands and just pop my hands in there and check that out. That never gets old for me. I think that's so magical. And then you can just take your glue and make a T, and then just glue those remaining sides together, and voila, you have a very fun and fabulous Valentine's Day inspired little treat sack snowflake. And then I like to add something to the center of mine. You could also leave them plain, but I thought it would be cute to add one of the little hearts to the center. These are just the little Dollar Tree hearts. They're selling them in bags now, not on a stick, but I just pop mine off the stick. And then you can also add a little string to hang these from a mirror, the wall, a chandelier. I've shown so many different ideas for you guys on these. You can put a little jewel in the center. I love these colored bags. Oh my goodness, I cannot believe I have not tried a colored bag until now. This made me so happy, you guys. I don't know. It's the little things. Also, I wanted to give you guys an idea. If you're doing a Valentine's Day Christmas tree, this would be a great idea to fill in, especially if you guys have a larger Christmas tree to do. So check this out. How cute does this look in the back part of this little Valentine's Day setting? So fun and fabulous on a budget. So as always, I ask that you guys comment and let me know what was your favorite DIY in this video, and which one will you all be recreating. I love to hear how you're going to be decorating for after Christmas. Do you decorate for Valentine's Day? Are you going to be adding some cute little bows or romantic roses in and around some of your decor? Or do you do a winter wonderland? Or do you do a combination of both? I think I'm probably going to be doing a little bit of a combination of both. I thank you guys for being here, crafting along with me. It is a blessing and an honor truly to have you all here. I love y'all to the moon and back. I hope you guys are getting crafty with me, and I'm wishing you a gorgeous, fabulous, blessed day and happy crafting. For the first Dollar Tree DIY, we're going to make a super adorable Valentine's Day swag, and I want you to grab some greenery you might have left over from Christmas. I'm going to use two little Dollar Tree mini Christmas trees. I zip tied them together, and now I'm just adding a little Happy Valentine's Day truck also from the Dollar Tree. Now this was from last season, not sure what they have out yet this season. And then I'm going to take some Dollar Tree Deco mesh, and using the evergreen branches, I'm just going to cross the branches over on the mesh and take the mesh and just make kind of little poofs or loops. And you can just kind of wind that up your swag. And then once you get to the top, you can kind of wind it back. And I'm probably making about 6 to 8 inch poofs. So you just pull that deco mesh out, take your evergreen branches, cross them over on themselves, and begin to pull it back down the swag. Now really any cute little Valentine's Day sign will work. And again, I did find the truck little sign at the Dollar Tree last season. I think I bought a couple of them because I have a couple in my stash. I'm always surprised to see what I have in my stash and what I don't. I'm really hoping that I can find more of my Valentine's Day goodies, but right now it's looking a little bit bleak, so I'm really going to dig in and create some fun things for this season. But this is a great way to repurpose and reuse some of your Christmas decor. I feel like for Christmas I always overbuy. And so anyway, I love repurposing and reusing. Now I decided to add in a little bit of burlap to kind of lessen the effect of the red. I don't want it to feel too Christmassy. And I also thought the burlap would be cute to mix in with the little red truck. And then I just made a quick little loopy bow by taking the burlap and looping it over on itself. And then again, to attach it all, I'm just using the evergreen branches that are already on that little Christmas tree swag that I created. Now I'm just taking some cute little Dollar Tree ribbon and then the little white heart ribbon, I believe was from Hobby Lobby last year. Again, I had it in my stash, and then I'm just going to make a quick little loopy bow at the top and pull my little loops out. And then at the bottom, I'm just going to finish using up some of this ribbon and make some more little loops. I didn't want this to be hard. I wanted to share with you guys something you can do for Valentine's Day crafting without really having to spend a lot of time and effort. This is something you could probably do on one of your snow days or a weekend. Your kiddos could even pitch in and help you with this. Grab some fun ribbon. The red ribbon that has little sparkly hearts is from the Dollar Tree. Again, from last season. I honestly haven't been in yet this season for Valentine's Day decor. Again, I'm really trying to push myself to use what I already have on hand. I feel like, again, that I do overbuy sometimes, and I just don't want to be doing that this year. But I do want to look for some cute little red hearts from Dollar Tree. So I think I'm going to do, possibly in my living room, some Christmas hearts on my Christmas tree. They're going to be Valentine's Day related. So anyway, I'm adding in some cute little heart picks in to the center of this, and then here is how it turned out. A fun and fabulous little Valentine's Day swag on a total budget, you guys, and also repurposing and reusing what we already have in our stash. That makes me so happy. I hope you guys are loving it and are very inspired with this one. For this DIY, I want to share with you guys how you can make a quick and easy little fun romantic floral. Now we're going to repurpose and reuse these little Dollar Tree mini Christmas trees, and then I found this galvanized tin bucket at Michael's on clearance, and I'm just going to pop the little Christmas trees into my bucket, and then I'm going to use some florals, again, that I found last year, I believe at Michael's on clearance. They're winter florals, so these are going to be really pretty, like little winter roses. I'm just going to pop them in, and I'm attaching them to the Christmas trees by taking the evergreen branches that are on the Christmas tree and just crossing them over on the stems of the floral. So that's going to kind of help them attach and also stay centered. And I really feel like that you can use your evergreen greenery and just mix some really pretty romantic florals in with that. You're not going to see much of the evergreen, and really in these winter months you can kind of get away with it. Now eventually we're going to move to spring greenery, but I feel like if you already have this on hand, why not use it and get those cozy vibes that you may be having anyway. I did have a little tickle on my nose, if you guys noticed that. It looked like a bunny rabbit in that clip there. So anyway, I'm taking this burlap ribbon, I just looped it over on itself a couple of times, and then I tied it off in the center, and then I'm going to add that to the side of my bucket. I feel like adding in the burlap gives it kind of a rustic French farmhouse kind of chic theme, and it gives it a cute little bow. I don't have a lot of Valentine's Day ribbon that are in these pastel colors, so I thought the burlap would just kind of soften it and kind of bring some cozy to it. I'm fluffing out my ribbon loops, and then I'm using this little burlap rosette that I made. I'm going to share that with you guys, how to make this in another video. They're so super easy and great to use. I actually used a little piece of Pop-Tart cardboard from a Pop-Tart box to make that burlap rosette, and then some burlap. So anyway, again, I am going to share that with you guys later in a later video, but they're so easy to make. And now I'm just trimming off the bits of string from my burlap, and here is how my super adorable little romantic winter roses floral turned out. I'm really loving it. Now I was going to add in some other ribbons to this, but it just didn't turn out how I wanted it to look, and so I just ended up going with the burlap. I may add some pearls or a pretty jewel though, might be a nice added touch. For this next DIY, I want to share with you guys how I'm going to take my cute little deer. I found this at a resale shop, and I'm going to make a sweet little bow, and this is using some Dollar Tree ribbon, and I'm just going to take the ribbon and loop it over on itself. This is wired ribbon, and so the wired ribbon always kind of stands up really nicely. I kind of suggest that when I share with you guys how to do some bows, but this is just a fun idea on how you can take some winter decor and give it a little bit of a Valentine's Day flair. Now I trimmed off the bottom of that, and now I'm just going to take a pipe cleaner and I'm sorry, a zip tie, and I'm going to zip tie that together. I love using the zip ties, honestly, because it keeps the bow nice and together. It doesn't pull apart at all. And I pulled apart my loops, and then I'm just going to take this cute little piece of burlap ribbon. I'm going to tie it around the neck of my little deer, and this deer is so funny. My puppy dog, Benji Bear, he always barks at this deer when I bring it out for the season, and he gets really mad about it, but then he eventually gets used to it and doesn't care. But it's just really funny at the beginning of each season. I don't know if he thinks it's real or what. It's just kind of funny. So anyway, I'm tying that on with the burlap ribbon, and then there's my cute little bow. Now, of course, you guys, I really love to take and give things a little bit of over-the-top feel. So I'm going to take this piece of cardboard. It's actually a piece of cardboard from a box of Pop-Tarts that I have bought for my kiddos, and I'm just going to use some scrap ribbon, and this ribbon is left over from my Christmas decor, and using some hot glue, I'm going to make a cute little rosette. So you just add a dab of hot glue into the center, and you take your piece of scrap ribbon and you just kind of scrunch it and hot glue it as you go along. And by watching what I'm doing is probably easier than how I'm describing it, but these are so fun to make, and I think they're a really nice way to add a cute little cozy touch that makes it feel like really boutique-y to pretty much any little creation that you might be crafting or making. And these are just really fun to make because you can also take scrap pieces of ribbon and whatnot. And I actually got this idea from my sweet friend over at Our Green Acres, and I'll link her channel down below, but she does really fun little crafts, especially if you love French country and shabby chic decor. So now I'm going to add this to my little deer's neck, and it looks like she won a prize in a fair, or like it's one of those big kind of Texas like homecoming bouquets. But I just thought this was really cute, and you probably can't quite see that there's little hearts on the ribbon and also the little heart that I added up by her neck, but she is all ready for Valentine's Day and ready for her special date with her special someone, I guess. But I thought this should be a fun idea to share with you guys, and if you guys could get some inspiration to make some pretty Valentine's Day decor or embellish some of your winter decor. Now for this next DIY, I'm going to share with you guys how to make some placemat pillows. So these are just placemats from the Dollar Tree, and I actually shared part of this DIY for you guys from Christmas. You can see I have my little Christmas apron on, but you're just going to take the placemats and you're going to begin to hot glue them around the edge of the placemat, but the part of the placemat that I want to face out is going to be turned inside to be doing the DIY. I hope that makes sense for you guys. But Dollar Tree is carrying these super cute little buffalo check plaid placemats, which I am just so crushing on. I think they're really fun, and I'm going to use some more in some upcoming DIY videos. But again, just go ahead and hot glue it, or if you love to sew, you can sew that as well. Now I flipped it inside out, and so you should have one edge, one of the shorter edges that you want to leave open for your pillowcase stuffing. And so just take an old pillow that you might have that's seen better days, pull the stuffing out, and then you can stuff your cute little placemat pillow with that. And now the most tricky part of this is when you go to hot glue the edges back together. And so you're going to want to be careful when you're working with your hot glue gun on this part, but just puff up that pillow with some nice little stuffing, and then you can take and kind of push the edges under to where you get like a little crease, and that will help you kind of be able to finish out the top part. But I will warn you guys to be careful on this part and go very slowly as you glue along the edges. It's always the most tricky part for me as I glue along these edges. So you're just going to pinch and glue right here until you get all the way to the end of your pillowcase, and you are going to want to hold it a little bit while that kind of glue is drying. But again, if you guys can sew, definitely sew your pillows. I don't have a sewing machine and I don't know that I have the patience to sew. Maybe one day I'll try to learn that skill a little bit more, but for right now, for me, these little pillowcases are just for decoration. So they just go like on an accent chair or in a little bucket or basket. So I think that hot gluing them is fine. Now, here is how that pillow turned out. I used it all through Christmas at my entryway table. Now I'm going to share with you guys how you can repurpose it and make it into a Valentine's Day decor idea. So from the Dollar Tree, just take one of their little fabric flags, and this one says follow your heart, which I absolutely love, but they carry these pretty much every season. I think this one was from last year, but they should have something similar or some kind of little fabric, embellishment that you guys can use, or you guys can make your own embellishment, or you can use some of the little heart felts, just pretty much anything that you want to do to create a little Valentine's Day pillow. I know pillows can be really pricey, and I did get a couple of new ones from TJ Maxx for this season, but I think that you can also DIY some and make that work as well. And it's just fun to have little pillows to set around. It just makes your decor feel really cozy, especially in these winter months. So here is how my little DIY pillow turned out. And I think what I love the most about this is it says follow your heart. And I really feel like this season is going to be a season of peace and joy. And I'm going to definitely be following my heart. So here it is mixed in with my little French country chair, my cute little gnome, and some more heart pillows back behind it. And it's a little bit of a busy space, but to me it feels cozy and happy, and I'm kind of like that. I'm kind of like that little bit of busy, cozy feel. For this next DIY, I want to share with you all how you can repurpose and reuse pretty much any piece of cardboard. I chose this Pop-Tart box from some Pop-Tarts that I bought for my kiddos, and then I'm going to take the base of a candle and make little rounds. So what I want to do is make some fun little rosettes. Now you're going to take a piece of scrap fabric. This is some burlap fabric that I had left over from some other craft that I had been making, and I'm just taking a dab, and you want to make a big dab in the center and then just start winding the piece of scrap fabric or burlap around that first little loop. So you basically just take it and wrap it around the loop, and this burlap was pretty frayed, so the center of it looks kind of bunchy and crazy, but you can always trim that down. And hey, you can use pretty much any piece of fabric, from an old bed sheet to an old curtain, just pretty much anything that you guys have on hand. And I did get this idea using the piece of cardboard from my sweet friend over Our Green Acres. She has a YouTube channel. She does the most amazing little crafts. I've been really enjoying watching some of her DIYs recently. She popped up on my YouTube channel, and I'm going to tell you guys are going to have to go over and visit with her and check out her channel, subscribe. She's a cute little just country mama that loves to craft, and I just love watching her videos. So here's how my little burlap rosette turned out. I popped it into the side of this cute little floral decor piece and this bow, and you guys can use these for so many different ideas. They're so fun to make and they're totally budget friendly. Another idea you guys can do is put a little jewel. I love using my Totally Dazzled jewels. I'll leave a coupon code and link for you guys down below. And then also here is how I made one of those Christmas Valentine's Day burlap rosettes. Now for this next DIY, I want to share with you guys how you can take some Dollar Tree deco mesh, and you just take the deco mesh and you just loop it over on itself, and you can create a really big giant fluffy bow. And I'm going to use this to make a lantern bow topper. Now I see these in my local grocery store, and even some of the craft stores will make these DIY like big pretty bows and florals at the top of lanterns, and they're so pricey and so expensive. So I want to share with you guys a fun budget friendly way. So right now we only have $1 in our bow, and then I'm taking some of this piece of a burlap, and I get my burlap either at burlapfabric.com, or you can find it at Walmart or your craft store. And again, I just took that burlap, looped it over on itself, bunched it up in the center, and I'm tying it off with a zip tie and then adding a piece of ribbon over it so you don't see the zip tie. So I have 2 layers so far with the deco mesh and then also with the burlap, and I'm just trimming off my ribbon. And this is where it gets really fun, where you guys can choose different styles of ribbon. I'm using this cute little Valentine's Day ribbon. Here's a little hack for you. You can take and measure from your arm to your elbow and make a really cute little loopy bow. So you can see I'm just taking the ribbon and looping it over on itself. This is so easy. It's the easiest way to make a bow. It's how I make a lot of my bows, because I will tell you I am a little bit bow challenged, to be totally honest with you. And I do this about 4 to 6 times. Do it about 4 times if you want, 2 loops on each side, and 6 times if you want 3 loops on each side. And I hope that makes sense, and I hope that's what I meant to say. I know how to do it when I'm doing it, but then sometimes describing it can be a little bit different. And I always recommend too that you guys use some wired ribbon. That really helps your bow stand up. And then I'm just taking some extra little ribbon that I had left over, and I'm going to make some pretty little tails. You want to make sure that you dovetail the ends of your ribbon when you're making your tails. So just cut like a pretty little triangle or an angled shape upwards. And then you can take your ribbon and you can also curly cue it around. But here's what I'm talking about when you dovetail the ends. You just take the ribbon and you cut a little triangle in upwards direction. You want to take the ribbon and make a little crease and then cut your triangle upward. But that makes it look really pretty and finished, and it's something that you want to do if you're going to be selling your goodies online or giving to a friend, because you don't want a frayed ribbon edge or a ribbon edge that, just doesn't look its best or that's flat or whatnot. You can tell I'm checking my camera to see how things are going. A lot of times I'm crafting backwards and the opposite direction, so you guys can see what I'm doing, but sometimes I can't always see what I'm doing except for when I'm looking at my camera. So I'm adding in some cute little Dollar Tree little roses here. And then I'm adding in an LED candle, and I get these off of Amazon. They come in a 3-pack. They're about 14 bucks, I think. You can get them pretty much anywhere, but they're flickering flameless candles. They're amazing. I'll link some in my Amazon store. It's the Olivias Romantic Home Amazon store. And then I just pop that in there with a cute little candlestick. And here is how it looks already for Valentine's Day. Now, as always, I ask that you guys comment and let me know what was your favorite DIY in this video and which one will you be recreating. And for the secret question for this video is, what is your favorite season? I would love to know. Do you love to go over the top decorating for spring, summer, winter, or fall? Let me know what you guys are up to. I love to hear what you guys are up to. Cute little ice cream sundae. It's going to be a faux sundae, and this is a little hack and trick. So I grabbed this sundae jar. You can also find them at the Dollar Tree at the thrift store, and I'm just going to take some white paint and paint the inside of it white. So that's going to kind of be the color of the ice cream down in the sundae. Of course, this is vanilla. But you guys could change it up, and you can make it chocolate by using some brown paint, or pink to make it strawberry, whatever suits your fancy. Now from the Dollar Tree, you can find these little funnels. So you could also use a styrofoam ball, but I already had these funnels on hand, and I'm really trying to push myself this year to use what I already have. So I'm taking the funnel and I'm trimming it off, and they do come, there's like 3 funnels I think that come for $1. Anyway, so I trimmed off the base of the funnel and the top, and now I'm taking some of this pink yarn from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to add the yarn and I'm hot gluing it, and this is going to be the ice cream part. Now, right now for my Valentine's Day winter decor, I'm using kind of like a lot of yarn and cozy colors like French country style, some shabby chic pinks. So this is going to be kind of like a strawberry ice cream, but I wanted it to feel cozy by using the yarn. And plus, again, I already had this pink yarn on hand. I was really excited to find it. So this is a little bit of a tedious process to glue, but you just want to carefully glue it until you get all the way to the top of the circle. And then I did glue this part of the top on. It didn't glue on that well. It's really kind of just sitting on there. And then I'm using this rosette. These were also from the Dollar Tree. I popped that into the center because I didn't really have a cherry. And then I just used one of the little glitter vase fillers as my topper. And then I decided to use some pearls for like just some little pretty, I guess, kind of like looking like it's sprinkles. I don't have any smaller pom-poms, but I did have these pearls on hand. It's really funny how creative, honestly, that you can get when you're just trying to use everything that you already have. Now, from the Dollar Tree in their crafting section or in their baby section, you can find some great pink ribbon. Actually, this is such a fun idea for creating Valentine's Day decor, is to go into the baby section and grab some of their pink ribbon, and then I'm just tying a quick little shoelace bow, and I'm going to hot glue that to the bottom of my ice cream sundae. My ice cream sundae is a little bit large for the top, but I thought it was still super fun and just a cute idea. And again, if you don't have the little funnel, you could use a styrofoam round ball, or pretty much anything you could create into a ball and either paint pink or add some yarn to the top of that. But again, getting creative, pretty fun and fabulous. And I think it's fun to set some little faux sweet treats around during the Valentine's Day season. It's like the perfect time to be thinking about your special sweetheart. Now for this next Dollar Tree DIY, I want to share with you all how to make a pretty little Victorian style ornament. So what you can do is you can take any ornament really that you have left over from Christmas. And I know you guys have some ornaments, but this is a jumbo pink ornament, and these were actually at the Dollar Tree. I found them at the end of the Christmas season. I grabbed some because I knew I was going to be doing a Valentine's Day tree, but you want to take and hot glue your ribbon to the top of your ornament, and then hot glue it again at the base, and then hot glue it and wrap it around. It's not really necessary to hot glue the entire bit of ribbon. That can be a little bit tedious unless you have like a shiny ornament and you need a little bit more stability, but especially with these kind of glittery ornaments, you're really good to just use hot glue at the top and then at the base and then again at the top. Now you guys can really get creative with this. These make really beautiful Victorian ornaments. We actually have a Victorian store in my town, and they make the most, oh my goodness, they're so lovely and so beautiful, their ornaments are. But it's kind of inspired by that. And I'm actually adding yarn to this ornament because I don't have a lot of thinner pink ribbon, so I thought the yarn would do and also make it feel kind of cozy. I want to do a Valentine's Day tree, possibly in my living room. It's my big Christmas tree though, so I'm not sure I'll be able to make enough ornaments to fill it out. So I'm really going to have to get creative on how I'm going to do that. So for our next video, I'll be making some more fun things, little crafty things that are just fun to make, especially in the winter time. I feel like it's the perfect time to craft. And then again, with just going along with the theme of using what I have, I needed something to kind of fill out the top of this to cover up the work with the ribbon. And I found these little glitter vase fillers. These were left over from Christmas, and I'm just using the white snowflake ones because I really do feel like for after Christmas, you can kind of get away with like winter wonderland, Valentine's Day, kind of you can mix all of those in together. Like I still have my Christmas trees up. I just have the red ornaments taken off of them, and I'm kind of thinking about what my plan is going to be. And then what I did for this little ornament is I just added a cute little shoelace bow to the top of that, and voila, you have a fun little fabulous ornament. And you guys can just play with these. You can use little bits and bobs that you might already have on hand from your decorating from your Christmas season. These are also really pretty to use some really tiny roses. I need to dig into my roses. They're in a giant tote, and I really need to get that organized before I start this new season of decorating. But here it is popped into my cute little Valentine's Day tree that I have in my studio. And again, I'm excited to try one possibly in my house. I just have to get enough ornaments crafted up to make that happen. Now for this next Dollar Tree DIY, I want to share with y'all how to make a French country beautiful romantic heart. So I'm taking one of these Dollar Tree little heart signs and I flipped it over from what it originally was, and I'm just going to use the side of it. And I'm taking some Mod Podge and I'm using a generous layer of Mod Podge. I'm probably the most impatient Mod Podger, but these Dollar Tree signs can also soak up a lot of Mod Podge. And then I'm using this pretty kind of French country romantic roses paper. This is from Hobby Lobby. Now, if you check their sales, you can find really good deals on their paper. So look out for that. And then I'm adding another layer of Mod Podge to the front of it just to seal it and kind of make it, you know, a little bit where it can be a little bit more where it lasts longer. That's what I'm trying to say. Goodness gracious. So anyway, now I did let the Mod Podge dry all the way, which I definitely suggest you do. Sometimes I get impatient and then it tears on the edges, but let it dry for quite some time. It's completely dry. And then now I'm just adding some zhuzh to it. Now this is some burlap that I had left over from my fall crafts, believe it or not. Gosh, you guys, I really do overbuy on crafting supplies for every single season. So I'm interested to see how much I'm going to be able to repurpose and reuse from some of the things that I've overbought this last year, and just really push myself to be super creative. And I'm really loving how this looks. I think I'm really going to start doing a little bit more French country in my home. So anyway, but I'm making a cute little bow with this Dollar Tree ribbon. I'm tying it off in the center with some of that yarn. Now that part's going to be kind of covered up, but I love to make these like kind of just pretty little signs. You can set these in pretty much any spot in your home. They'd be really pretty on a mantle or next to a little Valentine's Day Christmas tree, or just in any spot that you feel like you want to add a little romantic kind of crafty touch. These would be also a nice little gift for a neighbor to cheer them up. I know the winter months can be really tough for some folks, including me sometimes, and so I think it's really nice to focus on, you know, creating beautiful goodies for your home or for your loved ones, and that will just bring a sparkle to your heart, and it will also bring a sparkle to their heart. So I think loving and being kind is just going to be at the forefront of my 2022. So here is how it turned out. I'm really pleased with the results. I just added some cute little bows, and this was actually even that velvet bow is a Christmas bow left over. I found it on an end cap at Dollar Tree, so keep an eye out still. I'm not sure, you guys will have to let me know if there are stores that are still carrying Christmas stuff, but you should be able to find some really sweet little goodies that you can use either with after Christmas sales or even some of the Valentine's Day goodies. For this DIY, I want to share with y'all how I'm taking some of these pine cones that I collected outside in the yard, and I'm going to go ahead and just paint them with some cute little pink craft paint. Now, I love doing this DIY. I remember this is one of the first DIYs I actually wrote about on my blog years and years ago. When I was a mama and my hubs was out just working and we didn't have any money for crafting supplies, and so I would go gather things from outside, and I still love doing that. And then I actually even did a whole video a couple of videos back on my YouTube channel on how to bring your pine cones from outside inside and make sure that you don't have any critters in them, but you basically soak them in warm soapy water with some vinegar, and then you bake them in the oven, and that ensures that your pine cones are nice and clean and ready to craft with. So if you have availability of crafting with pine cones and can pop out into your yard and grab some, these are super fun to craft with. You can also find them at Dollar Tree or in some of your local craft stores, and it's really fun to just add some white tips. I'm adding pink tips as well, and I've even done these too where you add glitter to the tips, and that just makes a really sweet little decor, and it's perfect for winter in my opinion. You can set them around pretty much anywhere, and then I reuse mine year after year. And so now I'm also just going to take one of these little Dollar Tree buckets. This is just one of their buckets that I believe I bought last spring, and I'm going to just use some of that same white paint. Once I have my paint out and going, I try to paint as many things kind of like in a block as possible, especially if I'm getting ready for a new season, which this Valentine's Day season or kind of a season of romance is coming up. And so I just want to, you know, get some crafting going. And so I popped my pine cones back into here. Now I think it would be fun to kind of decorate this a little bit more. I ran out of time. I did so many DIYs in this day to do any more zhuzhing on that, but that might be something that's going to be another upcoming DIY for you guys to watch out for. So fun, fabulous, and this is a total budget friendly idea. Now for this next DIY, I have to share with you guys how to take some of the little Dollar Tree wooden hearts and just fluff them up and make them into kind of a pretty little romantic ornament. So sometimes when I buy these little wooden hearts, I'm not sure what to do with them. I don't know if you guys are like me, but they'll come 8 to a pack. And these hearts actually had the little arrow through them. So they're definitely a Valentine's Day heart. But I already had some paint out. So I thought, you know what? I'm just going to give it a whirl and paint some of these. And you can see that I'm also painting pine cones, which is also a DIY in this video. But yeah, so I'm just painting them with some acrylic craft paint. And this is, I believe, Pink Princess craft paint from Walmart's Apple Barrel craft paint. I'll have to look at it and let you guys know. But just use pretty much any craft paint that you love and whatever color of hearts that you guys want to create. So give it a whirl, paint your hearts, put on a fun show or some fun music, and have fun doing some crafting. Now, of course, you all know that I couldn't stop there, so I'm going to go ahead and add some little trim. Dollar Tree is carrying some 3 packs of the little burlap detailed trim, and I'm really kind of crushing on it. So I'm just using my hot glue gun, and I'm gently adding hot glue and then kind of zhuzhing the ribbon as I go along. And I really love the way that the kind of burlap color looks against the pink. I feel like it makes it a little bit less sugary, I guess, which I love a good sugary pink. You guys know I'm all about the pink, but so look at how cute that looks, and it really could use any trim that you love. And then I'm just using this piece of yarn to add a hanger, because I do want to add hangers if I'm going to end up hanging them from a tree. But I'm also thinking I could make them into like a little banner that might go over this pretty little mirror that I have in my entryway table. I don't know, you guys will have to let me know what you think about this. I think once I got the yarn on, I kind of was not feeling it. Maybe it's because I used the white color, but I don't know. I think it still looks soft and cozy and fun. And you guys can add more embellishments. I did go ahead too and try out adding a little bow to the front of it, and then again I think I did end up taking it off because I wasn't crazy about how heavy it made the top of it look. But you guys go for this. This is just an idea, and kind of giving you some ways you may be able to use some of these. And I do feel like 8 packs or a pack of hearts that were only $1 or so, and you get 8 of them, it can make a lot of little fun ornaments. Now for this next Dollar Tree DIY, I want to share with y'all how you can take a little Dollar Tree heart signs and paint it pink and kind of zhuzh it up and customize it to your decor. The pink looks pretty bright on camera, but it really wasn't quite as bright as it showed on this video. But it was, you know, pretty sugary pink, so you could always tone that down with a little bit of white. I kind of noticed that after, once I was done, I was like, ooh, there is some pink and it's popping. But this is just Apple Barrel. I want to say it's like a pink princess craft paint, and it's from Walmart. I think it's about 50 cents, but it's perfect for Valentine's Day. If you're a shabby chic girl, or you want to do some romantic decor again, it would also be fun to kind of do this in white and make it a rustic heart. But don't be afraid of those Dollar Tree hearts. And if you have kiddos at home right now, if it's snowing where you're at, you have some snow days or whatnot, you might want to gather up some of the wooden signs from Dollar Tree that they can have fun painting. I remember I would grab things for my kiddos, you know, in the snow season for them to be able to craft with. Okay, so now I'm just going to add some yarn to this, and Dollar Tree is carrying yarn, so this is some white yarn from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to wrap it around the little slats here. I thought the slats were cute, but I kind of wanted to give it some dimension, and again, like I said, I'm trying to kind of do some really cozy decor this year. I feel like cozy and peace is all I want this year, and so I just think that adding this yarn, it gives it a really like soft, homey, cozy feel. And so I'm also going to add some pink yarn to it to kind of like make it feel like a little bit of a crisscross applesauce type thing happening. And so I'm just winding that around my little heart and hot gluing it. Be careful when you're hot gluing with yarn though, it's easy to burn the tips of your fingers. Now I do have neuropathy in my fingers, so I really don't feel the very tips of my fingers anymore, plus all the crafting that I did for so many years. So anyway, I'm just going to wrap this around the base of the heart and then call that good. And then I was racking my brain. I was like, oh, I just felt like it needed something else, either like a cute picture. Now I have this sign. This is a love sign from the Dollar Tree. We're going to use it in a different project, but I thought this would be perfect to add to the front of this. The galvanized letters fit perfectly on here, of course, because they fit on the other sign, which was about the same size. And I'm just adding hot glue to the exact spots that it was already hot glued in. And voila, we have a love sign that reminds us to be loving and to love. Even just loving yourself sometimes is what we need to do a little bit more of when we grace ourselves with some joy and compassion. Then we're able to grace others with that as well. So fun, fabulous, and on a budget as well. So for this Dollar Tree DIY, I want to share with y'all how to take some of their cute little wooden hearts and make some soft, cozy heart ornaments. I'm taking this pink, it's just some yarn from the Dollar Tree, and I added hot glue to the base of my heart, and then I'm going to wrap it around my little heart. And you can see I have two glue guns going. I have a cordless glue gun, but it's a little bit difficult to craft with as far as trying to do these smaller projects when you're needing a lot of glue. So I like to stick to the other one. And even the little ones from Walmart, honestly, are some of my favorites because they have like a small handle. But anyway, just wrap the yarn around your heart, and I'm only doing half of the heart at one time, and then I'm cutting it and then going for the other half of the heart. I hope that makes sense. But that was kind of the best way for me, is just to do half the heart and then kind of wind it back the other direction and do the other half of the heart. Now be careful when you're using yarn and hot glue because it's really easy to burn your little fingertips. Just a tip from me to you. Now, the other thing that I thought would be a fun idea for these hearts to kind of make them like a little Cupid heart would be to add some Mod Podge to the ends of the little arrow part and then give it that glam sparkle and shine. I love this gold glitter from Walmart. I think it's really nice and it's really budget friendly. You get a lot of it and it's just really nice and sparkly. Now, I'm going to do one of these in white. These were a little bit more tedious than I had anticipated, but they're so cozy and sweet. And I really think adding yarn to your winter decor just makes everything just feel so cozy and soft and warm. I don't know if it's cold where you all are at right now, but it's really cold where we're at. So that's going to be the secret question actually for this video for the Hobby Lobby giveaway, which I still have to announce December's giveaway winner. I am so sorry, you guys, I'm behind. I think going out of town was a little bit trickier than I thought it was going to be, you know, during the Christmas holiday season. So look for that announcement to be happening this week. But the secret question for this video is, what is the temperature where you're at right now? Drop that comment down below so you can be entered into my $100 Hobby Lobby gift card giveaway. For this next Dollar Tree DIY, I want to take one of these love signs, and these are just the love signs from the Dollar Tree. Last year, I painted this love sign in this pretty little rose gold color, and I think it's beautiful, honestly. But this was what I used last year for my decor, and I really like to change things up and also repurpose and reuse so many of my crafts. A lot of you all ask what I do with them. I store them, and then a lot of times I'll repaint them or repurpose and reuse them. So that's what I'm going to do with this one, and I'm just going to paint it all up. So I used a shiny paint on it last year, so it did take about 3 coats of this little acrylic craft paint, and it was a bit tricky to get in those crevices. But once I had that done, it was not that bad at all. Once I had that first base coat laid down, and it would be really nice if I had some pink chalk paint. So you guys are gonna have to let me know where you're buying your chalk paint right now. I haven't even been into the Walmart craft section in forever. I've been trying to use what I have on hand, and maybe I'll just DIY my own chalk paint. You guys have seen me do that before. I have a ton of white interior house paint, and I'm wondering if I could just add some baking soda to that and make it into my own chalk paint and then color it for the seasons. Again, I'm really pushing myself to use what I have on hand. I feel like that's the most eco-friendly, and also it's just the most budget-friendly. So dig into your craft stash this season. I guarantee you guys probably have a lot of stuff. If you're like me, you probably overbought just a little bit last year and you need to use up some of those goodies. So that's what I'm doing by painting this pretty sign, and then it's making this beautiful love. Now, hey, listen, you guys can paint this white, pink, purple, rose gold, whatever suits your fancy. I decided to get a little bit extra and go for some glitter, so I'm adding Mod Podge kind of to the front of it. I want to just kind of dust it with glitter. I don't want it to be too overwhelming and cover up the pink, but I did kind of feel like it maybe needs to soften the pink just a little bit. I mean, I love a good pink moment, but this was pretty bold. So anyway, I'm adding just a nice generous coat of Mod Podge to the front of this, and then just dusting this glitter on. And again, this is a glitter from Walmart. I love the Walmart glitter. I think it's probably the most budget friendly that I've been able to find so far as a crafter. And if you guys have any other great glitter spots, let me know where you buy your glitter that's the most budget friendly. I'm using the extra fine glitter is kind of what I like. And they also have an iridescent glitter that I always do so much when I have my Etsy shop. And so here is how it turned out. I popped it onto the top of this little Christmas tree just to give you guys an idea of how you might want to decorate a Valentine's Day Christmas tree. I know so many of you all left up your Christmas trees last year during COVID. Just it's kind of a way to add coziness and peace and joy to your homes. And I'm not suggesting that you have to do that, but it might be fun to leave a little one up, or, you know, just use this in your regular decor, however you guys like. So here is my living room once I took the decorations off, and I haven't really quite decorated, but Benji Bear and I have been crafting all day. You can see I'm so tired. I even left my running tennis shoes on. I haven't taken them off. I promise you they're not getting on my sofa, but this is one tired mama and one tired Benji Bear. Benji Bear is my puppy dog, and he loves to lay directly on top of me when I lay on the sofa. You guys are also gonna have to comment and let me know, do your puppy dogs do this? And this is his new toy he got for Christmas, this cute little Santa, and he's almost too tuckered out even to play with Santa Claus. So all the Benji Bear fans out there, here is your Benji Bear moment, and I can't wait to share with you guys how I'm going to decorate this space for Valentine's Day. I set out a couple of goodies, but let me tell you, this is just the beginning. Thank you all so much for joining me on another fun and fabulous crafty decor adventure. It's a true blessing and honor to have you all here. If you all are new, welcome. I'm Olivia with Olivia's Romantic Home, and I love to share with you guys how you can make your home's boutique gorgeous on a budget. I truly believe that crafting and decorating is so good for your heart and soul, and I also believe that no matter where you're at, you can tidy up your home, make it a cozy home sweet home space for you to come home to, and you can create some beautiful crafts and decorate your home on a budget. You don't have to break the bank to make things feel beautiful and happy and amazing. And remember that love is all about sharing joy and happiness from our hearts, and by bringing those goodness things into our hearts. And I'm a believer, so I believe in God, and so I just feel like spreading God's love and joy is super important. And so just remember, you always have a voice, and try to always use your voice for good. So you have something kind and wonderful to say to one another. Do that in the comment section. If you need prayer, ask for prayer in the comment section, or pray for one another. This is a community that is just truly a blessing, and I am just the vessel that is here to share my ideas, but then bring love and joy into your space and your world. So you take those ideas and take them and bring love and joy into somebody else's space, because, you know, making a nice little wreath for a neighbor, or just creating something for your kiddos, or just making something even nice for yourself to where you come home and you're able to share a smile with the person the next day at work, or with your spouse, or just whoever that is. Because I feel like that every day that we're given is a blessing. When we wake up and we open our eyes, how do we start our day? I usually start with a prayer card, and a lot of you guys ask me about my prayer cards. I do a Good Morning Instagram story, and I also try to repost those on Facebook. Those prayer cards are from Dollar Tree, and I find them in the little checkout section. But you guys can buy prayer cards on Amazon. You can even make your own, which that might be a great DIY for us to do. But I want you to encourage you guys to keep up the good faith, and to spread kindness and joy, because when you do that, that kindness and joy will come back to you in spades. So I love y'all to the moon and back. I'm hugging all of your hearts so tight. Don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel, punch the bell, and click all. It'll update you every time I post a new video. It'll also get you guys entered into my $100 Hobby Lobby gift card giveaway, which look for the announcement from December from that. I was on vacation. It's been crazy, so I still need to announce my winner on that. Y'all give me some grace. I'm a one-woman show. But I love y'all. Let's look forward to this cozy decorating season. We're going to make cozy crafts. Hey, it's really cold where I'm at, so I need some hearts and some romance and all of that fun stuff, so we can romance our homes and romance our lives no matter where we're at. I love y'all. I can't wait for our next video. And until then, remember, be kind to yourselves and be kind to one another. Talk to you guys very soon. Bye-bye.